Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. This week we've got 6 beats, and I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to play these beats. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to give some feedback. And yes, I'm having a beer, so stop judging me. It's just one of those days, man. One of those days. All right, so first up, we'll check out... What are we going to check out here? Let's see. All right, here we go. First beat. Ab-C with Japanese Balcony. Hiya! Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Ab-C with Japanese Balcony. All right, so on this beat, this was really, really dope. Because, well, first of all, with the drums, when they come in, okay, like the kick sounds really good with the low end and stuff. It sounded really good. The one thing I really didn't like was the snare, because the snare was, it sounded like it was in the bathroom. It sounded like you're shooting somebody in the bathroom or something like that. It was just it had that sound to it. So I would do away with that snare. Just get a different kind of snare for that. Something that smacks, but not too loud. And then when you bring in the piano, which, well, I mean, it's the piano is just a little bit of addition to the side there. But the main thing was the music, the strings. You know, they just sounded so nice, and it just sounded really, really good. Obviously, keep that, and that's what really carries the beat there. But because of that and everything else going on in the beat, so that sounded a little too loud in the mix. You know what I mean? Like the mix, I think in the mix you should have had the melody, you know, just bring the volume down a bit or something like that, because it was a little too much with everything going on. It just sounded like the whole mix was just a little too loud for my liking and stuff. So, but other than that, I mean, it sounded fantastic. I mean, it was a great selection with the music and with the way you had the drum loop just going and stuff, just nice and steady. It was dope. So, yeah, like I said, just fix that mix a bit and change up the snare. But other than that, it's fucking dope, man. Good job. All right, next up we've got Dre 187 Hana with So Cold. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Dre 18700 was So Cold. That beat should be named So Hot. All right, I mean, listen. Hold on a second. All right, listen. Not a big fan of the vocals, like sped up vocals. Well, they weren't really sped up vocals, but anyway. But this is a head nodding beat, and this type of beat that I want to play when I'm at the gym, tossing weights around. Okay, I mean, I'd rather toss midgets around, but I haven't seen any midgets in my gym yet. So, but if they were there, I'd be tossing them around while listening to this shit. This is like an epic sounding beat. Okay, so the one thing is, like, it's funny because this beat, the vocals you have there, that vocal snippet, well, the synth or whatever, it sounds nice. It sounds good. Like, I like the way, you know, it goes like that, like that. So that sounds really good. It's got my attention, that part. And I love the drum work. It sounds good. The whole beat just sounds really good. But it's funny because even though I like that vocal stuff, I want to hear it, but then I don't want to hear it. It's like I want to have it in the background. You know what I mean? If you could lower that down, because I'm listening to it and I'm thinking it's an epic sounding beat. So why not have something epic with it? So have some like electric guitar or something. Have some guy wailing away on his electric guitar. Just picture that. Just picture if you had like a music video for this shit. This beat's playing, you got some guy on the side and he's just going nuts with his guitar. I don't know, I'm just thinking. Just try it, I don't know, whatever. But I think you should try that, because like, it's weird though, because I like that synth part, that vocal part, but at the same time I think it should be in the background, but as long as you have something else going along with it. So like I said, like guitar or something like that. But great beat, really feeling it. Good fucking job. All right, so next up we've got Lil Fire with I guess it's just called hold on, what's this called, this beat? Lil Fire with Lil Fire beat. All right, let's check it out.
Lil Fire Beat Productions.
All right. Okay, so that was Lil Fire with Lil Fire Beat, if that's the name of it. I'm not sure, but anyway. Okay, so I like this beat, actually. I really do. When the beat finally drops in, that's when I really like it. I'm really enjoying it, nodding my head and stuff. Because at the beginning, I wasn't crazy about it, because one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of synths is because you're walking a fine line. It's like a lot of times those synths, it sounds like too synthy. If you know what I mean. Like it's like it's almost like it's a techno house type of sound and stuff. And you don't want that. You're trying to produce some hip hop stuff, some trap beats or whatever the kind of thing you're into, or whatever. But so that's why, like, when you use those sounds, either you try to play it a certain way so it sounds more like hip hop, or you filter it a certain way so that it's going to sound hip hop. So because at the beginning of the beat, that synth, it kind of sounded like what do we call it, the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. That's what it sounded like at the beginning. So I was like, oh shit, but then when the beat drops in, it sounded good. So I like that, like when the beat was going and stuff. Great mix, great composition of how you did everything. I really like that. But like I said, it's just the sounds, because those synthy sounds, sometimes it's a little too much. You know what I mean? So you just got to be careful sometimes. But other than that, though, it's a great job. Actually, I would have liked to have heard more of that because that was only it was just over a minute, that beat. So, but yeah, so yeah, just all I'm saying is just be careful with those sounds. Be careful with those sounds. All right. Okay, so next up we've got Silver Soprano. Oh, fuck off. What's this? Oh. Why you gotta send me this big long ass name? I can't pronounce this shit. What is this? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. Something about cocaine clouds. I don't know. What the fuck? Now you're just fucking with me. All right. So Silver Soprano. Let's check it out. All right. So that was Silver Soprano, and I think I've got it. Okay, hold on. It's on ecstasy, rainbows through cocaine clouds. That's what it is. I still don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what it is. It's one big word. I mean, why are you doing that, man? All right, so this beat, man, this beat is fucking dope. I mean, really, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, it's like, it's dope because, you know, I mean, except for the fact that, yeah, out of personal preference, I'm not a big fan of synths or whatever, but what I really like was that, first of all, you get that nice snare, right? It's just this nice smacking snare, because a lot of times when you hear a smacking snare, it's too fucking loud, you know what I mean? So with this, it's nice. It's smacking, but somewhat dull. It's very dope. I think it was you that sent in a beat a few weeks ago, and it was a snare like that. I'm not sure. I think it was like that. It was like a drum track. It was like a smacking snare. So keep using that. That shit's dope. So that and synth work. You got the little vocal part coming in and stuff. Very, very nice. And what I really liked, besides the snare, was the fact that you weren't just using the sounds as is. You know, you were like every step away, you were messing with the sounds. You're messing with it somehow and stuff. You know, with like, you know, you have the sound just kind of stop and all that, and wind down and all that stuff. So that's really dope, because it shows that, you know, you really took the time to work on this part and all that stuff, and instead of just having a regular, just, you know, a 4-bar loop or whatever and stuff, you know. But nonetheless, I mean, you messed with it a lot, but not too much where it became annoying or something. Not at all. I mean, it just sounded really, really dope, you know. So like I said, keep using that snare, and yeah, just keep it up. Good shit, man. Really feeling that. All right, next up we got Trap Beats with Beautiful Thoughts. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Trap Beats with Beautiful Thoughts. All right, so this beat here, it's interesting because it's called Beautiful Thoughts. And, with the name like Trap Beats, I expected something really smashing in your face and all that stuff. And it's the total opposite, and I really like that. I mean, I like the way you played your little melody. You had that nice sound coming in and out and stuff. It was really nice. The only thing really would be the kick. The kick was, it was good. It's just that it was just thumping a little too more for my liking. I think in the mix it should come down just a bit. But it was a nice beat because it's a type of beat that you can play, when you're banging your girl or something. And at the same time, I could see some MC on top of this beat also, just telling his or her story. So, it's a really good beat. I'm really feeling it. It's nice and smooth. It's a good job. Like I said, just the mix part a bit with the kick. And that's about it. I like the way you just put the whole thing together. It sounded really good. There's not too much else to say, really. It was just dope. Dope shit, man. I like it. All right, next up, we've got Twan P256. Is that the name? Okay, with... okay, I don't know if it's ah ha 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 ha, like I'm laughing, or is it I don't know. All right, let's check it out. All right. So that was T1 P256 with First I thought it was ha ha ha, but then I realized it's because in the beat you start off with the horns doing that, like that. So I was like, okay, that's what it is. But anyway, okay, yeah. So those horns, like I was saying with one of the other beats, was that when you have the synth sounds, you got to be careful because it could be super cheesy, super synthy, whatever, that kind of thing and stuff. So, and especially with horns, a lot of times it's like it's orchestra stuff, violins, or whatever. But actually, horns is probably the worst one when you're trying to find a nice horn sound on your synth or something. It's difficult because a lot of them, they just sound synthy, they just sound robotic or something like that. So there are some that are nice though. Like I have one on my keyboard where but you press it and you just hear it. You hear the air after and stuff. You hear the blowing stuff, so that's good. But with something like this and this beat, you could tell it's got that synthy part to it. So that's why you got to be careful with the ones you use. So anyway, for what it is, for what the beat is, because it sounds dope for what it is. Because there's some rappers out there I'm sure that would love to have a beat like this. So that's why for that it's good. It's good because the drums are good. The way you put it together is good. The only thing I didn't like was actually that horn part, because you have that at the beginning, then you have your drum, your main production come in, and then you cut right back to the horn part again. So that's why it didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? So like if you had to blend the two together somehow, now we're talking. But I didn't like the fact that you just went from the horns straight into the beat and then back to the horns again. Like you just cut it, just cut the beat right off and just went right back to the horns and stuff. So find a way to blend it in or something like that or whatever, But even then, like I said, with horns, it's very hard, to find something nice. So, you can keep the same thing you have, just maybe just not horns. Maybe just have the same pattern, but just something else, some other kind of instrument and stuff, Just try it out. Could be piano. I don't know. It could be piano or just, I don't know, whatever. Some kind of bass or something like that. All right, that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade, and this is Attack of the Beats. And this week, my favorite beat, actually, it's very, very tough because this week they were all dope, really. And at first I was going to pick Abseed because it just sounded so nice. That music that he brought in, it was just epic. It just sounded really, really good and stuff. And then you had Dre 18700, that beat, So Cold. I mean, that one, I really liked it. And like I said, I liked that the vocal part, because it was addictive. But at the same time, I kind of want it in the background. So, but then I heard Silver Soprano, and that beat, I mean, even though I couldn't pronounce it at first, that beat, it just really stood out because of the way everything went down and stuff. So, with that being said, the winner this week is, drumroll please, Silver Soprano with On Ecstasy, Rainbows Through Cocaine Clouds. Let's check it out.